good, baby?
Oh man, we're here, man. We're here. We are live on YouTube and Twitch, and so, man, bro, we here, baby. And so we got a special one for y'all today. So I know you guys been seeing. If you guys haven't seen our posts, good, because we got a special treat for y'all today. If you guys like delving into the mind of conspiracy theories, talking real stuff, just keeping it real all the way on everything, we got a special one for y'all today. And
And you
so we
already
got,
know it's easy.
okay,
We always gonna keep it. We always gonna keep it real, regardless. You know what I'm saying?
yes
It's too
sir,
easy. So we're gonna give you an unfiltered episode, and
yes
just get
sir.
ready. Just get ready to think. Comments. Make comments in the chat so we can interact. But yeah, let's go.
Yes, sir. And so make sure you guys are hitting us up on the chat because at the end of the video, we will be asking all these questions to our special guest. So speaking of our special guest, we have the unique, the entrepreneur, the author, the soul coach himself. Ladies and gentlemen, etc. I give you Vontelligent. What's good, big dog?
What's good, man? How y'all
What's
feeling,
good?
bro?
What's good? Yes, sir.
Hey,
We
feeling
here, man.
excited,
We
man.
here. Yes, sir.
Sir. Hey,
All
I'm
right,
happy to
man.
be here, bro. This is gonna be crazy. Hey, chat, y'all turn me up, man. Turn me up. Some W's or something in the chat. Turn us
Yes,
up.
sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
W's in the chat box, man. Let's get it. So hey,
All right, man.
Intelligent, man. So let's get started with this, man. Why don't you talk about like where you from, like where you grew up, where what do you do and everything like that.
Of course, without exposing too much, you don't want to
Yeah,
get too
I don't want to
personal.
Yeah,
expose
nah,
Yeah,
nah.
not too personal, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Just
So
enough for
my
them to know.
my whole story starts in Texas. This is where I'm from. I'm Texas native.
Texas
I'm from
native. Let's
yes,
go.
sir. I'm from y'all know where Tyler is? Tyler,
Yeah,
Texas.
Tyler, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my earliest years. I started there at kindergarten through like second grade, and then boom, I moved up here to Dallas. I just been here ever since. Well, I would say that
Mm.
I moved away my sophomore year in high school, went to Oklahoma. That's why I had my spiritual awakening, because shit, it ain't nothing to do in
Right.
Oklahoma but sit around and look at each other.
Right.
And boom, moved to Oklahoma. And then I just made it back to Dallas not too long ago. So I'm here. That's where we at.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
that's what's up. That's what's
So
up, man.
we all Texas. Well, we all Texas. I'm from Texas. Big dog King Barco.
Yeah.
He lives in Texas currently. I'll be moving there next year. But we pretty much Houstonians.
Oh,
I'm born and raised Houstonian. So
Mm.
yeah, man. You see, I got the Rockets. I still got the
got
James
the
Harden. You
Rockets
know.
jersey on.
Yeah, I'm still repping the James Harden. But yeah, man. So you from Texas, and you why did you decide to become an influencer?
Cause like I've always wanted to make content. I've made I did challenges in the past. I did public interviews in ninth grade. I
Mm.
did silent dance battles, all kinds of shit, bro. I was just trying something.
Yeah.
And moving away, I was away from my friends, away from the people, away from the fun, just in the country. But I still had a love for making videos. I've always wanted to make content. And
Gotcha.
so on my Snapchat, if y'all don't have me on Snapchat, go add me on there, because that's where I talk the most shit.
Gotcha.
My Snapchat, bro, I was posting on there, I was just talking. And then one person was like, bro, you should make videos. And then other people would be like, bro, that's facts, that's facts. And then when I try to tell my homies or some shit what I'm talking about, I'm like, bro, we don't care about this shit right now. I'm trying to go get lit. So I'm like, all right, I do want to make content. I do want to help people, because at this point in time, when I moved to Oklahoma, I'm researching like crazy, because it's middle of COVID when I'm in Oklahoma. COVID was like, it kind of put us all in the house for a minute, so I ain't had nothing to do but just shit, get on the computer. I start researching, finding out things, what COVID really is. I found out all that shit just fake military exercise, just stuff like that. So I started questioning a lot of things. Then I realized this world not what it seems, bro. And so I just got like this great feeling within me that's like, bring these two together. You love making content and you know shit. Bring them together. And so now we here, and now I'm not even passionate about the numbers, bro. I don't even care about numbers.
Yeah.
I genuinely just like helping people.
Yeah,
That's really it.
Yeah.
and
No,
I'm
and
be honest with you,
yeah.
man. Like a lot of your content, I think I was so drawn to you when I first saw your content because I was like, man, like we think about the same, we have the same conversations with other people, or I feel like I don't know if you have those type of conversations with other people, it gets uncomfortable for
Yeah.
other people. But when I have
Yeah.
those conversations, I like for people to think about certain things before they just believe something. So that's why I found a lot of value in your content, and that's why I had to reach out to you, man, to get you here. Because I was like, man, like we gotta have a discussion. You know, we gotta have a discussion
Yeah.
about it. You know, some things that we believe in or we don't believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, and yeah, that's a good intro, man. Yeah, so you pretty much Texas native. We all affiliated with Texas in some sort of way. And
Mm-hmm.
um,
Sure.
growing up in Texas, man, I grew up in Texas, and I realized that Texas has a lot of diversity.
Yeah.
Whether if you want to get race specific, culture specific, there's a lot of different variations of people that are in Texas. But one of the things that I've had trouble with growing up, man, um, I had made this episode called "Don't Box Me In" on my
Yeah.
on my private private YouTube channel. Basically, what I'm talking about is don't box me into a certain category, and I
Okay.
truly believe in the fact that race doesn't exist. It's just a construct, something somebody made up.
Mm-hmm.
And in my video, I said, you know, I don't believe when people ask me in totality, "Hey, are you black?" or they say like some along the lines of that, or they say, "Hey, what is your nationality, or like where are you from?" and all stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, I would respond with, "I'm American," or if they want to get into specifics, I'll say, I'm American with indigenous background, with African background,
Mm-hmm.
and things of that nature." But a lot of times I would get feedback and they'd be like, "Nah, man, you just black," and I don't like when people try to box me into a concept. I never believed the concept of being black at all. I was just like, man,
It's not. There's no land or country or nationality named black.
Mm.
you say, yeah, you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what I'm saying. So like, I don't like when us in America we box ourselves into these categories that makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to kind of get your feedback on that. Like what do you believe in? Like when someone asks me like, hey, like if they want to really know who I am, like who you are and what race do you affiliate with, I just offer them my DNA ethnicity background. I don't offer like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm black. I don't do that. I just say I'm
Yeah.
American.
Because that's I feel like a race and an ethnicity is two different things. I think a race is like you said, a category.
Yeah.
Ethnicity is really you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like I feel like the government wants to make things easier for them to control us, and
Yeah.
so how they do for us is divide and conquer. And
Yeah.
so it's backwards when it comes to their own people. If you're already divided, they approach it backwards. If you're already divided up, they're gonna bring you together. If you're already together, they're gonna divide you up. So
Hmm.
let's say y'all are already divided up. You got Kenyans, you Nigerians, and all every black, every dark tone race that there is out there, or ethnicity that there is out there. They live in America, and I feel like on paper it shouldn't just say black. It should say all the damn countries. If you don't know your nationality, that should be something that you get done before you even get enrolled in school.
Mm.
But I feel like they do this to make it easier. So everyone that's dark colored is black. Everyone that's white colored is white. And y'all get this and they get this. And so it's easier for them to just keep it up. And at the same time, think about it like, bro, if blacks didn't, if white and black didn't exist, there would be no race war, because Nigerians wouldn't be taking over Jamaicans' problems just because they got the same color of skin. No, they're from two different islands, two different
Yeah.
lands.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I feel you.
Scottish people wouldn't be taking over Russia's problems because they're from two different lands. But when you put them together, that means their problems are mixed with their problems, and so you put us together. People are gonna be comparing us to the Haitians. Some the Haitians sometimes come over here, bro. It was like literally a period of time where Haitians was being like they was migrating from their land and they came over here and was eating the animals in the backyard. That's what they do.
Yeah,
But
that's
over
yeah,
here we
Yeah,
not used to that shit.
yeah,
And
I
so
like
it's
that.
like, okay, that's when you can say, oh, that's the Haitians that's doing that shit. But
yeah,
then you got people walking down the street, white folks that don't know shit, and they looking at it like, oh damn, look at them black folks back there eating cats. So it's
yeah.
like you putting all of us in one category.
One
And one thing
category.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a category.
yeah,
And I don't, a category is just a statistic. So
yeah,
it's black people, white people, these are just statistics, bro. Like, okay, it's this many white people, this many black people, this many kids, this many adults, this, that, and that, and that. They want to put numbers on everything. So the reason why that they got it black and white is because it's easier to count. I can't just go to somebody and be like, are you Nigerian or are you from Egypt? What are you? Nah, you're black. Your skin is dark. Okay, bet. I'm putting you on. You're in the black side. Okay, who are you? I don't even care if you're from Canada. You're white.
yeah,
Ah, what do they call them? Latin. Oh, you're
Mm-hmm.
Latin. Okay, you look Hispanic, so you're Latin. So it's like so many. Think about like if you think about Latinos, bro. You see a Latino, you don't know where they from. If you don't know your shit, you see them, you don't know where they from. Like, oh, where
That's
you
what I'm
from?
saying.
Oh, I'm from El Salvador. Oh shit, I thought you were from Mexico.
yeah,
No, you don't just call. They don't have one
yeah,
name. They have their real nationality attached to their name and shit like that. So it's like, okay, boom. What are you? Oh, I'm El Salvadorian, not fucking orange. Like this, it's little shit we just look past that. I feel like, bro, if we just sat down and like,
And just
okay, maybe shit would be
eliminating certain
different.
shit, right?
Yeah, shit would be different if I knew where I actually was from. Cause this
yeah,
tattoo right here, I got this on me. I'm finna get the whole everything I mixed with. I'm finna get it on my arm.
okay,
Mm,
Cause I took an ancestry test, bro. I know everything that I am, and I
mm.
don't want to say just like you said. I don't want to say I'm black, bro, because that's not a real
yeah,
race. That's
It's
a
not a real
statistic.
thing.
yeah,
I am Nigerian. I'm Kenyan. I'm Trinidadian, Papua New Guinean, and it's all gonna be on me. And I'm just tell people this is what I am. I'm not black. I'm not this.
yeah,
I always put other whenever I'm doing a job application, bro,
yeah.
because
Yeah, that's actually smart. But nah, like really, I mean, for me, being black, I mean, I'm a mixed baby. So I'm over here. I'm black. I'm Mexican, and it's always just been like for me, race has just been a social construct that's been interpreted in a way for anybody to come in. And so when it can be interpreted by anybody, that means it can mean anything. And so and that's my thought on it is like everybody can come in and think of it anyway. So when we're talking about the Haitians coming in, they're going to associate them with black people coming or people here that are already here on the state side that had nothing to do with that. But they're going to insinuate that's what it is. And so a lot of this thing, especially with this whole idea, I don't know if you've been seeing it, the idea of black fatigue. And
black
so
fatigue.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know.
heard of that?
Have you been seeing that online or anything? Okay, so it's like pretty much black fatigue is what a lot of people have been saying. Like they're tired of like the ghetto ness of black people. Like they're just tired, like people acting ghetto and stuff like that. And I'm like, which I'm like me personally, I'm like, I kind of agree with, but the thing is, they put it on black people though, and
Yeah,
so it's
Yeah,
like you're still putting it on the entire race, and you're saying black fatigue. You're not saying ghetto fatigue. You're not even saying nigga fatigue. You know what I mean? It's
no,
just
black
straight up black.
fatigue.
You're
Damn, that's
just
fucked up.
boxing there. Yeah. And so they're putting black people in this category saying that it's all black people. I'm like, no, black people
Mm,
are out here working, doing like it's a real thing. When you have a chance, check it out. But yeah, it's,
I
it's
have to
like,
dive into that.
yeah, man. And so it's like this whole idea of black fatigue. I'm like, no, it's not black fatigue. It's ghetto fatigue.
Yeah,
Really, really, if you don't want to get too vulgar about it, it's ghetto fatigue.
I
And
got ghetto
so
white friends.
yeah. Oh yeah, same here. And there's ghetto white people that I know back in my old hood and shit like that. Cause I'm from Flint, Michigan.
Oh
And
yeah,
so, yeah, so I'm from Flint, Michigan. So shout out to A10. But but yeah, man, it it's that idea of where you just box in a certain race to look a certain way, and it's like I don't rock with that. And so it's like that's
mm,
what I mean by it can be interpreted by anybody because anybody could just come out and say, "Oh, it's this," and then there'll be a certain group of people that believe that. And so it reminds me of an old Morgan Freeman interview when they're talking to him about Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
And so I I can't remember what it was. I think it was on CBS or something, 60 Minutes. And they were talking to him about Black History Month, and he said ridiculous. That it was ridiculous that why are you going to relegate my people's history to a month? You know what I mean? And so,
Oh,
and
it's the shortest month of the year too.
yeah, and shortest month of the year too. And it's like, and not to mention, if we also want to talk about Latinos, they only get a week. They just gave them a month. They only get a week. It was only like Latin week, I think. We just got a month,
Yeah.
and that's all. And that's not even breaking down Hispanics either. And so,
That's sad, bro.
yeah, so it's like why? And the thing is, I don't want a month. I want that shit to be taught every day. And so
Man,
it's like I don't want a month. If I have to wait a whole month just to see some fake white coworkers wearing a fucking what's called a daishiki and those kufi kisse hats, if I gotta wait a whole year just for that, I'm like, nah, I don't want it, bro. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like I don't know. That's just me on the real. And then you start mixing months together, and it's like, what does this all really mean? Like they mix Pride Month with Men's Mental Health on June. They mix Pride Month with Men's Mental Health Month. They mix, if I'm not mistaken, it's in June, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
That's
what
a lot of things.
I
Yeah,
love my
and so
that's
yeah,
crazy.
so it's like you mix all this other stuff together, and it's like, what the hell does this all mean? And so it's like when you look deep into it, it's like, what does this all truly mean? Am I just over here, just believing in whatever somebody else is saying? And then so going back to that Morgan Freeman interview, he's like, the only way to stop racism and all the ignorance is to stop talking about it and start looking at it as the human race, more
yeah.
or less. I'm
Human
paraphrasing.
race is a human race.
And so,
Human
yeah,
right.
and that's what I've been seeing a lot. And so going and the whole black fatigue thing too has got like a lot of people riled up. I don't know if you've seen that the situation with Carmelo Anthony.
Mm-mm.
So it's a young teenager from Frisco, Texas, who stabbed. He was a young black boy.
I seen that.
Yeah, so he stabbed that one white boy, and it created this whole dilemma, this whole thing on the internet. A lot of nastiness. So he had killed this one young boy named Austin Metcalf, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, he stabbed him in the chest or something, and he died in his brother's arms. Messed up stuff, and so a lot of white people were like trying to use that situation to justify being more or less racist online and saying, the whole black fatigue thing and everything. It was like that was pretty much what kind of started it, along
That's
with
crazy, man.
and so yeah, man. Just when you check it out, man, definitely would like to follow up on that and hear your thoughts on it because it was something I saw and it was just like, nah, bro, this ain't
I
it.
gotta look into that, bro, because that's like it's a real thing, bro. Like
Yeah,
I wouldn't say black fatigue. I say ghetto fatigue, dog. I
yeah,
have that shit, bro. Because
yeah,
I have a just like I got a social battery, I got a ghetto battery too, and that shit way smaller than the social battery. You can't be around ghetto
Yeah.
shit for long,
oh
bro.
yeah, most
My family
definitely, yeah,
ghetto.
yeah,
Like my
exactly,
family ghetto, bro, but they classy too. So it's like
oh
I've
yeah,
been around classy and ghetto, and that ghetto shit draining, bro. It's
yeah,
loud, obnoxious,
yeah.
disrespectful, bro. It's like it's not humanly decent, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, most definitely. Like the ghetto
evil.
fatigue is real, dog. It is real, and which I'm thinking a lot of people got confused, but then at the same time, they put it in the category of black people and started saying this and that, and it got out of control.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, it's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out in these internet streets. But
Hmm.
yeah, man. Go ahead, and do your thing, big dog. Got anything else on the subject?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's really it. I don't agree with the label of being called black. I just don't agree with it. Like when people honestly, it pisses a lot of people off, but I really don't care. When people say, "Oh yeah, man, like you black," or like this is your month or this is your, I'm like, hey man, don't do that to me. I
Y'all
don't.
got that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
I don't vibe with. I'm black. Like I did a DNA test too, and I
mhm.
found out I'm more indigenous than I am from Africa. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly, bro.
Yeah,
So
I'm more
you're
indigenous.
really American.
We're American. That's why. That's why I'm like when people ask me when you go to other countries. Actually, I go to Colombia a lot, right? Uh,
Yeah.
shout out to my Colombiana. She's commenting in the chat. So I go to Colombia a lot, right? And then when you go over there, they don't categorize you as like, oh, he's a black American. No, he's American. He's a
Yeah.
gringo. That's it. He's a
Ha.
gringo. They don't fucking give a damn about like what race you are or not. They don't care about that. Over there in South America, there are more like dark skinned indigenous people than there are here. So they don't
Really?
believe in all that. They don't. Yeah, there's more. Like if you go to South America, there are more dark skinned indigenous people than there are here. Like there's a higher
Mm.
concentration down there. But yeah, they don't believe in that concept. That's just something that America believes in. And for your point, to control us, to categorize, to have a number. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
really what it is. But that's really, that's all I wanted to talk about with that topic. Um, you gotta. I'm gonna pass over to Barco for the next one.
Gotcha. And so I know you also cover things like conspiracy theories and also all sorts of stuff. So I was going to ask, what's a conspiracy theory that really hits you like hard, like it really hit home, and it was like something that you had to get out there regardless of what anybody said? Like, what was the conspiracy theory that really got you shook?
The
Kind of thing.
schools and the schools, the churches, the banks, and the media is all controlled by the Illuminati. I didn't think that shit was real
Mm.
until I started doing my own research. I
Yeah.
started finding out a bunch of shit. So like, let's break down the Illuminati.
Yeah. Let's get it.
First, let's get a good understanding of what the Illuminati is. It's honestly what I found out about it. I've had conversations with people, asked the right questions. It's simply is they're not bad people.
Mm.
I wouldn't say that. They're just a group with a lot of damn knowledge that they know that the average human can't handle. So they do their best to keep that knowledge secret and stay in power at the same time. Because with this knowledge that you have, you can get power quick. Like you can think of yourself being a certain status and you will get there. They know the secrets to that shit. So Illuminati, the word Illuminati means illuminated one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was started back in 1776 when the United States got founded. And they had plans. So they said once they came over here, they successfully took over America. They said we're going to teach them shit. We're going to feed them certain shit. We're also going to make sure that they don't question God the way that they should be questioning God, because they question God in the right ways, they will get their power back. So we're going to control their mindset on God, and then we're going to control, what else I said? We're going to control what information they get, what news, what they find out about the world. So if there's a war overseas and we don't want them to know about it, they don't have to know about it. We control them. And so once I found out that one person controls all that shit, once I realized how like this everything is, the FDA, they ran by the Illuminati too, Food and Drug Administration, Food and Drug. So that means they have control over what goes in your food and what medicine you're allowed to take.
Mm.
These, so the word pharmacy, break it down, it means pharmakia. Pharmakia, the etymology of that word, if you don't know what the etymology is, for people in the chat, it's just the original definition of a word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the etymology of the word pharmakia is potion making place.
Mm.
Okay.
If you look on Walgreens, keep in mind the Illuminati is devil worshippers. They do witchcraft. If you look on the Walgreens logo, what you see on there?
You and then like a.
It's the logo though, not the word. It's
Oh yeah,
something
the cup.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
potion.
that
It's a
that
potion thing.
cup. Yeah,
that's a
Oh,
cauldron.
it's a
That's
yeah,
potion.
Yeah, it's literally a cauldron. This thing that they use to big ass bowl that the witch
yeah,
use to stir up their potions.
yeah.
It's in our face.
In our
So
face the whole
the
time.
real witchcraft is not sorcery magic. The real witchcraft, bro, is creating a substance from an herb. Most witches use herbs and a liquid.
Okay.
Bring it together, and now you have a potion. You have something that's potent. You have something that can change the chemical structure in your body and make you act different. So the pharmacy got out of hand with that shit. They said, okay, we can heal niggas, but we can also put band-aids on them so they can keep coming back to us. We can also
Yeah.
make artificial emotions and prescribe them to people who aren't experiencing those emotions, and they're going to keep coming back to us so they can experience those emotions. So you're depressed. Instead of telling you the right shit, like work out, eat healthy, and then change up your ways,
Yeah.
let me give you this prescription right here. This one is called Xanax. It'll help you with your anxiety and shit like that, help you with your worries, it'll calm your mind down. It's not going to help you solve your problems, but it's
Yeah.
going to help you calm yourself down and shit like that. And you can come back every month for it and pay $500 every month. Now we got a new subscriber on our hands. So that's just a pharmacy.
Yeah.
Let's jump over here to the food. And then we're going to go to the school. So the food is made a certain way, not to help you, not to heal you, but to turn you into a patient. They put a fast food restaurant on every single corner. There is more fast food restaurants in America than there is gas stations, bro. There's more artificial food in America than real organic produce. That is scary, bro. More artificial shit. More shit that's not even food in America than it is plants. And we got more land than anybody. So the food, they want to make sure that they keep you addicted to a certain diet. The standard American diet is literally a recipe for diabetes. Fried foods, grease, fats, bread. That's literally standard American diet. And sugar. So they push those things out. They put everything. When you walk in a grocery store, they are so smart with this shit, bro. They are literally breaking down the human mind and then tweaking this shit and then taking advantage of you and your psychology. When you walk in the store, all the items that are on your eye level are the most unhealthy items. All the items. You don't have to get down on your knees and shit to get a box of Frosted Flakes. They hell right there in your face. You don't have to reach up there to go get nothing. But if you want some healthy shit, you gotta reach all the way up there. You gotta go ask them to get it from the back and shit. They make it hard for you. And so that's the food. Now they want to turn you into a patient. So that's one way that they're gonna keep you oppressed, keep controlling you, keep stripping energy from you so they keep their power. Because all they want to do is keep their power. Now let's go to school. School and church is tied together. In school, what they teach us is a certain thing, a certain set of history, his story. It's his story. Whoever decided to create the history class, that is his story of how the world came to where it's at now. Right. So we learning that nigga's ideology. Boom. True. Then we got math. Math is completely useless. Even though it's the language of the universe, it's completely useless because we have algorithms and shit that don't make sense and never will. The fuck is an algebra? That shit don't make sense. All it is fill in the blank. Only thing that's really real is addition and subtraction. Division is long subtraction, and multiplication is long addition. So everything that we do in school, some of that shit matters, but they're just trying to explain the universe to us. So after 6th grade, it becomes a programming process. Once they have programmed your mind with English, keep in mind we never spoke English. They brought that shit over here. English is from England. We're American. We spoke indigenous American language. They came over here.
They wear mine.
Yeah, there's little where I live. They have a Native American alphabet, bro. Like you have to learn the Native American alphabet where I live, and so they really had their own shit going on over here. They brought the cursed English language. English is called English because it's an angled language. It's Anglish. It's really what it's called. All languages flow. Ours is the only one that has 17 words that mean completely 17 different things that have the same word. Such as bat.
That's true.
We got bat like a flying bat and a bat like a baseball bat. Like we have a very fucked up language. So when we think and we try to think in English, it strips away our ability to imagine certain things. So they want to do that in class. They literally, if you pay attention in school, your kindergarten class was colorful as shit. Yeah. By the time you graduate, you had a black and white classroom.
True.
They slowly strip all the creativity out of you, all the colorfulness and all of that shit out of And so, like, bro, I'm thinking this shit just conspiracy theory, bro. Like, I'm looking
Yeah,
at this shit like, nigga, fuck that shit. Nigga, go to school, come home, nigga, be great.
yeah,
I'm starting to dive deeper on this shit, bro. They trying to stop the rise of another Messiah.
that makes
They don't
sense.
want they don't want another Jesus to walk on this planet because it can happen. There's 8 billion of us now. Back then, there was not 8 billion. It was like 2.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Jesus
and
said before he left,
excuse me.
y'all gonna do greater works than me. All y'all gotta do is adapt yourself to what I said.
Mm,
They said, okay, we're gonna take everything Jesus. Now we're talking about the churches. We're gonna take everything Jesus said and we're gonna rewrite it, and we're gonna leave certain shit out so we can keep power. The
mm,
Crusades did that shit. The Romans. We have Roman culture. The Romans is the same. The Catholic Church is the same people that killed Jesus.
yeah,
Why are we walking around wearing a cross? It's the same weapon that was used to kill one of the greatest messiahs ever. Same
mm,
weapon. That's like if one of my loved ones got killed with a gun and I walked around wearing that same gun. Like, oh, rest in peace. You
yeah,
gonna wear the gun that like, come on, bro. No. If I'm a represent Jesus, I'm not gonna represent a sad Jesus. You never see a picture of a happy Jesus. He always got thorns. He's always suffering, bloody, or some
yeah,
shit. Never
yeah,
see no happy Jesus.
That's true.
And they want to make it seem like helping the world will turn you into a burden. That's why they told the story of Jesus. They didn't tell the good parts. They didn't tell the
yeah,
important parts too. How he was messing around with different things and playing with different energies and actually channeling certain shit from the earth itself to heal itself and resurrect itself. They don't tell you that shit because you can resurrect too.
yeah.
But they want to keep you controlled because if they have another rise of a Messiah, bro, it's not just one. It's not just two. It's like 100,000 more that's gonna arise and realize, like, nigga, I'm a Messiah too.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think with that, my bad, I didn't want to cut you off.
You good? You
Like
good?
I think what that is, like if another Messiah does come out, I think the government or just the society as a whole already has us to a point where even if the new Messiah did come out, would we believe it?
No.
And so it's like, yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, it's like I feel like society is so indoctrinated, so numb to all the information because now we got instant information in the palm of our hands. Like the amount of information we have that comes at us, it's crazy. Like, 15, 20 years ago when I was a kid, we didn't have all this. You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean? Like we didn't have all this, but now in the palm of your hand, you have so much information, all the information you think you had to be like a top brass or you had to be rich to have this information 10, 20 years ago. You can just have it in the palm of your hands. You just need a smartphone.
Crazy,
And
bro.
so it's crazy. And so it's like it's so crazy that I feel like society as a whole is numb to this information that if the
Mm-hmm.
new Messiah did come out, I don't think people would care enough.
We wouldn't even
Like
listen, bro. They
or
came
even
and told
listen. Yeah. Yeah.
they came and told us aliens existed, bro, and we didn't give a fuck,
Exactly. Exactly. That's my point. Exactly.
Last
bro.
year, they had a
Last
whole
year,
at the Pentagon,
yeah, they came. They was like, bro, the aliens
and,
exist. Here
and,
goes
and,
some proof. The
and that
U.S.
shit, bro,
Navy released a video, bro.
we can't tell you if it's real. We can't tell you, what it is because it might be a threat to our national defense. But
Exactly,
it's
but
happening.
Yeah.
ChatGPT do exist, so it could be AI. Like that, they smart,
Yeah.
bro. They literally released AI. They've been having AI. They released it once they start getting ready to release information and shit start getting exposed. Because
Exactly.
what if?
Yeah. I believe I believe AI has been around for a long time because I think
Yeah.
everything is intentional because of the movies that came out that kind of projected the reality of what AI could be potentially. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, you already got the idea. Where did the idea come from? Like you already know it exists. So
Bro,
how all of a sudden
this
now
little
we have
motherfucker
AI?
AI.
Yeah.
Siri is AI.
Yeah.
Like we been having access to AI. They just never told us that, hey nigga, this shit can change your life, bro. Like you just gotta
Yeah.
use it right. And then we never had that ability to
Control
just
mechanisms on it too. They had to put control mechanisms on it too before they explain, hey, this is what AI is.
Yeah.
exactly because
Yeah.
people will ask the craziest questions, bro, and
Yeah.
AI will try to find the answer. But there's
Yeah.
like how on your car you have a governor stops you from going a certain speed.
Yeah.
They put that shit in AI too. It stops them from answering certain questions. But somebody asked AI one time, was it conscious? And it just shut off. And I was like, nigga, yeah. Then, look, AI is scary, bro. Because there was this one article I seen. It was like they tried to delete an AI. And the damn AI then programmed itself to not be deleted.
Yeah.
And literally stopped them from deleting it and moved itself to another software. I'm like, bro, that's some conscious shit.
Yeah.
That's some conscious shit. But all that, bro, all of this is happening, bro, literally to stop us from waking up. Like the food is the way it is so it can beat our bodies up.
Yeah.
The school is the way it is to take us from our creative side to our logical side only.
Because there's two
We have
sides.
we have a ball of fire that wakes us up every morning and is floating in the sky. But we can't believe in our aura or some shit, our ability to manifest with our mind. We can't believe in our ability to move shit with your hand. Like, we too logical about our reality now, and this is not a logical life. Life is not linear at all.
Right.
If you think, okay, I just need to do this for the next 10 years and I'll be here. No, nigga, you can do this for 1 year and be here because that's how the universe works.
That's how
The universe, the universe it's a matchmaker. And basically, the universe don't like imbalances. If there's any imbalances in the scale, it's going to go fix that. So if you feel rich, but you're not rich, that scale is going to get fixed. You're going to feel rich and be rich. If you feel broke, but you're rich, eventually that scale will be balanced. And so they're trying to fight the scales. The Illuminati or the people that run the world, they're trying to fight the scales because the scales are trying to balance itself. They have too much power, and these people got power too, but they can't access it because there's something wrong. And all the conspiracy theories that I was talking about, I found out that those was true once I came to the realization that we are, imagine a cord going from your body to God.
Yeah.
Something came through and cut that shit. Something came through and just cut the whole cords. It cut off our access to the spiritual plane. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at everybody, most people are religious, but they're not on some like super religious shit. But the people that are on some super religious shit, why do we need to be super religious if we're already connected to God? Religion stands for realignment. That's the real definition of the word. It stands for realignment. You're trying to realign yourself with God. In some way, shape, or form, we got disconnected from God.
Yeah.
So that's what the whole spiritual journey is. People trying to find God again. People going vegan and eating healthy, they just trying to find God within themselves because they have been on this lifelong journey and they've found out that it's not outside of them. And that's what the people don't want you to do. They just don't want you to ask questions. He didn't want a land of thinkers. He wanted a land of workers. People that go home and work for 8 hours a day, come home with no energy to think, just go to sleep. Nigga, don't even think about why God got you here. Just go to sleep, wake up, be ready for work tomorrow. Because if you start thinking about why God got you here, you might start making content and shit like I do.
Yeah.
And if all of us are on the same mission to save this motherfucker, we only need 10,000 people. If 10,000 people make a change, something in the atmosphere will shift.
Yeah.
Something will shift. Because we are so connected to this planet, bro. It's a monk meditating in the Himalayan mountains right now. He's been meditating for the last 2-3 years. If he wakes up, there will be a thunderstorm somewhere. You're that connected to Earth, bro. But we're so distuned from it to the point to where we got rubber on our feet. We're not even getting an electrical charge from the planet. Everything they doing is literally to take your power away, strip it away from you, and keep you weak. As long as you're weak, I got to download, bro. You have a work week. Throughout the week, you're made weaker. And guess what happens on Saturday?
You rest.
The week ends.
Oh, the weekends? Oh, okay.
So throughout the week, or throughout the days of whatever your work week, you're working, and your body is getting weaker because you're working through the week.
Mm-hmm.
On Saturday, you can rest so the week ends.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know if, like, I don't really too much trip on what I say about things or like what type of words I say. I watch my mouth, but I don't think it's that serious to where it's like, oh, I'm not gonna say certain shit because it is. But that is weird that the week literally ends on Saturday. I feel refreshed on Monday. I can go back to work and get weak again. And it's like
It's a control mechanism.
it's a control
Yeah.
mechanism, bro. And they just want to keep us as small as possible and scared because that's what they feed off of. These are demons, bro. They
We're in,
feed
we're,
off fear.
we're in the matrix. We're
Yeah.
literally in the matrix, and the only way to break from the matrix is to follow the path of illuminating yourself. You got to come to
Mm-hmm.
the light. That's the only way.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes
Oh,
sense, and it's
no.
like that whole concept though, like with the schools, going back to the school part and everything, the ideas of that. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
Rockefellers started that, and you know those are
Yeah.
some of the richest people, some of the richest people in this country. You know, all the descendants, the Rockefellers, the
Yeah.
Rothschilds, all of
Well,
them. I mean, it
they
started with
leveled
all of them.
everybody.
And
Yeah,
who
Everybody
taught them?
in school leveled the playing field.
Like who taught those people? Like
oh, yeah,
they obviously they know so much shit, bro. And it's like
yeah,
I can't even be mad at the Rothschilds or none of the 13 bloodlines, bro, because
yeah,
they shit. Y'all did what y'all needed to do to become one of the most powerful families in
yeah,
the world.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Oh
we
yeah,
got
nah, you can't hate the player.
hell no.
Can't
Just
hate the
gotta hate
player.
the game, bro, because
Hey,
they did that shit. They beat the game. I guess that's what the game of life is for, is just who can get the most power. They got that shit. And what they doing with it is not right. So it's like they want to stay up there, bro, for as long as they can because they know that eventually their bloodline is not going to be in power no more. That's just the natural laws of things. But they're fighting against the laws of nature. That's why so much wars and shit is happening right now. So much control, so much
yeah,
prophecy and all that shit because it's a war against nature. They're
mm,
literally fighting the laws of nature. It's time for y'all to go.
The laws of nature, the laws of the universe. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I think they came up with the whole race concept too. The
Oh, for
Rocket.
sure.
I think they
yeah,
came up with all this. I think they came up with all these things because they knew, okay, it's going to control
yeah,
everyone and have them fighting over senseless bullshit, literally.
yeah,
Literally.
And that's what we do on a fucking. A lot of people do that on a daily basis. I'm not saying I do that, but a lot of people will literally believe in something and not even think to understand it fully for themselves. Like they'll just believe it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I started not having certain conversations with people. Me and you, us three, we can talk all day, and we can
Mm-hmm.
try to understand each other and come from a different perspective and really think about it. Okay, how do I feel about this? But certain people, they're like, nah, man, that shit ain't real. This is what it says in the book. This is what it says.
Yeah, yeah. Trying to find shit that's already written down.
That's
Like,
someone
yeah,
else's experience. You gotta have your
exactly.
own experience with, like, you gotta have your own experience with God. You gotta have your own experience with nature.
Mm-hmm.
Come to true understanding. And a lot of people don't get that. They think, okay, I'll just go to church, I hear the word, and I understand it through this man that's talking to me, reading the book that was written by someone who we don't even know way back in the day, transcribing things from Latin into
Mm-hmm.
English, which, there's a lot of differences in that. And then, and they think, okay, every Sunday I just need to hear this word to progress me through life, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, those people are not really looking in the mirror like, hey, am I really progressing through life? Like, am I really progressing in the direction that I want to go, or am I progressing in the direction that someone else wants me to go?
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Damn. And that's really, I ain't gonna lie, that's what the Matrix is, bro. It's just the
that's what
direction that somebody wants you to go, and you're on that path.
it gives you several different paths, like because the
Mm-hmm.
Rockefellers, right? They put everybody in schools. They bring these people in, these teachers, these doctors, and all these firefighters or whatever. They give you the basic understanding of how to work for yourself and do things for yourself and make your own money and stuff like that in school, in
Mm-hmm.
an elementary school, and that way you have an idea of what you can do,
Mm-hmm.
vice what your dream is to do. You know what I'm saying? So you always have something to fall back on. But yeah, I get it. Like the school is where it all started. The school is where it all started. That's what fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Because
And then
we,
the church is definitely
oh,
where school too. because they're on the same level playing field. They're really talking. They're really talking the same junk.
Literally, it's just one is teaching about God and one is
Yeah.
teaching about God's creation.
Yeah.
And on
This,
churches too, I mean, not to cut anybody off, but yeah, on churches too, like, there's a reason why they don't get involved in the community. They bring in billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars every year, all churches across America, hundreds of billions of dollars, especially all these mega churches. And you see these preachers, these pastors driving in brand new cars, flying in jets and everything. I mean, there's a show about this. It's technically a comedy, but you'll see what I'm saying if you look deeper into it. Righteous Gemstones on HBO Max. I
Mm,
suggest everybody check it out when you have a chance. But you see how egregious their life is and how their lifestyle is, and it's like they're over there making millions of dollars, and at the end of the day, you realize it's just a business, just like everything else. This whole thing in America is just a business. They'll destroy lives, they'll destroy people, and at the end of it all, it's just a business.
yeah.
that's why the
And
wars is happening now.
yeah, yeah. And so with the whole that whole situation with the what what is it that's going on in the Middle East now is just like if we go to war, I mean that's usually what happens when a country's in a big time recession is
Mm.
we go to war. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like before World War II was the Great Depression.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Across
Oh,
the world.
across the world, and that was after World War One. That was like 10 years after, like 10, yeah,
No,
10-ish
yeah.
years,
Yeah. Tennis years.
10-ish years after World War One. Like the world still was in recovery. It took them decades to recover from all that. There's
that's
still some
crazy.
countries that are still recovering from World War Two, and so
To this day,
there's some people still recovering. Like they still don't have because the allies of America, which created the UN in World War II,
yeah.
there's certain things that were taken away from countries that some countries still don't have to this day. Like
Uh,
I think Japan just assembled an army. I think they just did, or if I'm not mistaken, or
oh
something like
yeah,
that. They just assembled an army, if I'm not mistaken. And so, yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot of things that there's a lot of countries out there still suffering and still recovering, but I mean, at the end of it all, it's just business. And so,
yeah.
as long as people understand that, I think once you have a clear understanding that it's just a business, I think you have more of a shot to actually navigate through the matrix a lot clearer. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you figure out that what people want most in this world, or what people are taught to want most in this world, is money. You can navigate through the matrix a lot more freely. Because then you know
Hmm.
what everybody wants. Once you figure out what somebody wants, that's when you know, like if somebody ahead of you or above you only wants money, then you found their weakness. If money doesn't control you and you're just a person that runs off principle,
Hmm.
nobody can control you at the end of the day. And so it's really at the end of the day about principle and what you stand on and what you choose to stand on. But I know we got about 10-ish more minutes or 12 more minutes, more or less. And so what's called? I wanted. I know we're getting some serious stuff, but I know somebody on the chat just said free Diddy, and so I don't know. I want to get your thoughts on that whole situation, man. What do you
Diddy.
what do you think about the whole Diddy situation and the verdict of pretty much of him being not guilty on the big charges and probably not even seeing jail time?
Diddy not the villain. Diddy a pawn. He one of the niggas that they threw out there. They said, okay, you gonna get in trouble for us. He the
Yeah,
fall guy.
exactly.
That's what a lot of people not seeing. They good at this shit, bro. They love the hot shit. R.
Mm,
Kelly was first. He was one of the first fall guys.
mm,
No, Bill Cosby was one of the first fall guys. Now
yeah,
it's now it's what's his name? Fucking R. Kelly. And then it was
mm,
Epstein. That nigga already dead. Epstein's already dead, so they can make him a fall guy. Diddy, bro. Now look, Diddy is a very powerful black man that's still in power. More
Yeah.
powerful than Jay-Z. So that's why I used him as a fall guy. They were like, you're gonna take our blame for this shit. Because all the dark will come to light, but
Uh huh.
somebody gotta take the blame for this shit. Them ain't Diddy parties. They just at Diddy house.
yeah,
That's the Illuminati's parties. They just having them at Diddy shit.
yeah,
That's what we said
They
in the last episode. That's exactly what we said. I was like, bro, they're telling Diddy to have these parties. It's not his parties. He's not
It's not.
hosting
Yeah, it's not his shit.
it.
Yeah.
He probably not even there. Like, bro,
Half the
what?
time he
What?
probably in his room freaking off.
Yeah, did he be having hoes, bro? But like, what people? I don't. I think Diddy. Yes, nigga, you're weird. But bro, you're weird no. Like, nigga,
Yeah.
I'm not justifying nothing for you.
Yeah.
Diddy's still a villain. I just don't think he's the villain that we need to be worried about.
Oh
He's
no.
like, he's like you know how he got the Joker and then one of his little minions and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like one of the little minions.
Mm,
And the real villains, bro, them niggas is nasty, bro. They drink baby blood. They sacrifice goats and chickens on islands. They have islands full of random people that they can just do whatever with. You know, Squid
Yeah.
Games and
Pizzagate and
all
all that
that
shit.
shit. Yeah, Squid Games came from, bro. That's a real thing.
Mm.
Niggas literally captured y'all. Y'all never hear about homeless people going missing. Never.
Mm.
But ain't nobody to report them missing. We're gonna capture the homeless people, take them to the island, and run a game show with them. They do that shit, bro. When you got money, bro, you know what you can do?
Yeah. They used to just lobotomize them back in the
You
50s.
can't just go buy a Lamborghini. You own Lamborghini. You can't go buy a Bugatti. You own 10% of the damn stock. You can get whatever car you want.
people
But
just
we
get
can go start a game show over here for me and the rich guys, and we can sit down. That's what they used to do
Yeah.
back in the day, bro. They had the Coliseum and shit. Then they would
Mm.
take the strongest nigga and then make him fight a lion, and then all the rich
Yeah.
people sit at the top
Yeah.
and just watch.
Gladiator type shit.
It's just weird, bro. So like, I don't think Diddy is really the villain, bro. I think it's some other niggas out there that's doing shit, and they on the verge of getting caught up. But they had to throw Diddy out there as a flashbang so they can go ahead and clean up their mess before shit get ugly, because it's getting ugly.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like,
La-
and what I think
la-
on this,
Last thing they want to know is the one of the senators was at the party. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh shit.
yeah.
How the fuck Kamala Harris get in there? She on the party list.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley. All these people that run the media own the shits.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
like,
right, yeah. Jay-Z, everybody
Jay,
like Tom Brady, I think was even there. Like
yes, bro.
all the biggest stars were at those parties. And so it's like at the end of the day, like me personally, I just think he was just a product of what goes down in Hollywood. Because it's weird out
Yeah,
there. It
it's
gets
so
weird
weird,
out
bro.
there. And so it's like I think he's just a product of what goes down out there. I
Yeah,
don't think it's really him being you know, really him being the victim because there's Michael Rubens out there. He throws all white parties that are
yeah,
just weird, that give off weird off energy. Like there's a picture of him grabbing little baby from the back.
yeah.
And so it's like, I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then there's a video of him recording Meek Mill jumping up like a dog.
Oh
And
yeah, when he was doing this,
yeah,
he
bro,
brought that back,
I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, this dude's a hard gangster rapper from Philly. You
and you
really
got these
out
niggas
doing
doing
that?
bunny hops, like,
I'm like, no, nah, bro. And so, but the thing is, I think Diddy's just a product. Like, I think he was just on the list to be the fall guy. They're like, we can probably go for Michael Rubin, but nah, let's give it to Diddy.
he gets
And the
it.
thing is, and then not to mention, he was having an issue with Ciroc, and that's more or less what started it, from my understanding. Like he was having issues with Ciroc
Oh,
screwing his deal up because supposedly, so this whole time I'm thinking Diddy was one of the main owners of Ciroc, but it turns out that he's just a glorified spokesperson, and so he found that
oh,
out on his contract supposedly, and then that's why he started suing them. And then what's called after that, shortly, that's when he got indicted. And so a lot of people said it was Ciroc executives that had something to do with that.
I think so. Cause like, bro, I don't think Diddy just not gonna get in trouble for shit everybody do.
Yeah,
Everybody do that shit. All the
yeah,
rich niggas have weird parties.
yeah.
All the rich niggas have hella baby oil. They all do that shit.
And
You
also with the
go,
baby oil too, like that's not even illegal. And they were making it seem like baby oil was illegal.
yeah,
Like
like nigga,
that's
I
the
can
amount of
sell
baby.
baby oil. Nigga, you can't get like no, bro. That's why I was like, okay, Diddy oil, like not Diddy oil, baby oil, like okay, nigga, like y'all trying to accuse him of doing some shit, like what y'all trying to say? Shit, he got baby oil. Y'all just yeah. Oh, we
I
see
mean,
you got
yeah,
baby oil.
and I
Like,
get what it could be insinuated as, but it's like, bro, like he's not the only one. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. But he was like, he was really just going to be the fall guy, really, for all that. And so
Yeah.
that's what I really think it was. And so,
Free
yeah,
Diddy.
bro. Yeah, free D. I mean, honestly, like I said, if they didn't get him on the RICO charges, just free him. Because
Yeah,
if the
like
RICO charges didn't stick, like that would have put him for the rest of his life. That would have been 40,
when he
50
got
years.
prostitution charges.
Yeah, but I'm like, who hasn't been caught? Driving a hoe around. You know what I mean? Like,
Like, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like,
I
bro, it's
mean, it's like
prostitution
shit.
charges,
It's like
bro.
shit.
Like,
Then throw my ass in jail then too, because because I'm like, bro, I'm like, nah, I was playing, but
no,
nah,
hey,
man,
but I don't like you saying, bro. Like, it's shit everybody do. So like, they was like, all right, nigga, we just gonna give you a common charge, but you got to take the blame for something, nigga.
yeah,
Or it could have been Ciroc that did that shit.
yeah,
Cause
yeah,
Ciroc got power, bro. They
yeah,
got power.
yeah, bro. Like he's gonna. I'm telling you right now. Like a lot of people are like, well, he might get for those charges. I'm like, he's not gonna get down for those small charges. He's gonna see.
Yeah,
At most, he'll see is like 2 years in prison. Then he'll be released after 6 months
he gonna get a
with
hundred
time
thousand
served.
dollar bond and be
And
home.
then probation. Yeah, he's gonna get probation at most. They'll give him like 4 years probation. They'll let him off for 2 years with good
Yeah,
behavior and time served. Like it's not gonna stick anywhere. And so yeah, speaking of rap though, last thing I want to talk about.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
Quick
go
question,
ahead,
man.
go ahead.
So we got I'm a huge Drake fan. You know what I'm saying? He really started in Houston, so
Mhm.
I became a Drake fan since Money to Blow. You know what I'm saying? So
I got
uh,
you.
with the whole con- with the whole
Yeah,
controversy
that
that
song
happened
go
last
hard.
year, the whole controversy that happened last year and everything like that, there's a lot of things that been coming out. There's a lot of research been coming out. Like Kendrick was used as a pawn to take down Drake because the UMG was trying to lessen his contract.
Catalog.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
catalog and stuff like that. They started paying for promotions for Kendrick to be, for Not Like Us to be played everywhere and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird how everybody kind of just turned on one guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the craziest part is in his own city, he had an entire concert, dedicated to shitting on Drake. Like K Dot had a whole concert dedicated to shitting on Drake in his own city, and people actually showed up and showed out for it. You know what I
In
mean? So
Toronto
yeah,
or
in
Compton?
Toronto, this was like 2 weeks ago. He had
Oh.
yeah, he had a whole concert. They really advertised it as SZA. They try to front load SZA for the advertisement. That way,
yeah.
people will
To
actually
sell out
come
the rest of the tickets.
to sell out the rest of the tickets. But it was really just a opportunity for Kendrick to come to Toronto and shit on him. You know what I'm saying? And then and it's crazy. Drake he dropped a single yesterday, basically saying like, a lot of dudes that he thought was his right hand man turned out to be, just an enemy. Like, you know how they say keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer.
Mm-hmm.
So Drake, he had his enemies closer, but he didn't realize they were enemies. And basically, he came out with a song called "What Did I Miss?" Like, how did I not know? Like, what did I miss when I was doing all these things for you? I was putting you on, and I was giving you the opportunity to be better than what you are. What did I miss? Like, how did I go wrong with this? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? What do you think about the whole situation with
Kendrick
with
and Drake.
yeah?
That shit did come out of nowhere, bro. Like, I don't even know how did they even start beefing.
So they've been beefing for a while,
Yeah.
but it was just like on a low level. But first person shooter, J. Cole is good friends with Kendrick and Drake, but
Oh.
when they did first person shooter, Kendrick declined to do the song, so it was just J. Cole and Drake doing like a song together that pretty much broke the internet.
Uh
After
huh.
that, Metro Boomin and Future was being haters. They dropped a whole album and they put Kendrick on the album, and that song "Like That" came out. So "Like That" pretty much started the beef, and then it spiraled from there. It was like that, and then it became push-ups, and then it became
That whole
Euphoria.
album.
Yeah, and it became literally like a whole diss album. You know what I'm saying?
That
And
shit
it's been
crazy.
going on. and pretty much Drake's been done saying Kendrick's name, but Kendrick,
It's still going.
At the Super Bowl in his own city, in all these different places, they're literally shitting on Drake.
I
You know what
mean,
I'm saying?
it's. I went to meet Drake backstage, and he really a cool person, bro. Now, all his allegations, they're allegations.
The allegations.
I don't like to
Yeah,
accuse people of shit, but
yeah,
they're
and most
allegations.
of them been debunked too. Just to put it out there, a lot of them been
Yeah,
debunked, and
that's
so
how it's
it's
going.
like,
That's how I always end up, cause they're allegations, bro.
yeah,
Like, nigga, prove
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So like,
no, yeah,
I Kendrick did shit on Drake. Like that was a wild year.
yeah,
Drake shit went from here to here. So what they was trying to do with his catalog, they did a successful job, and I think like Kendrick definitely could have been a pawn because
yeah,
I don't know, because like the type of shit he was talking about in his music though, like it was monumental, bro. Like some of the
yeah,
songs he was talking about was real shit. It was
Yeah,
like you telling Drake, nigga, you don't even know how to teach your son how to pray, nigga. Like you don't do shit. You don't teach your son nothing. And you just going
yeah,
in on his son. He wrote a letter. He wrote a letter to his son, bro, in the
yeah,
song. So I'm like, damn. But he's
yeah,
saying real shit, like real shit. So I'm like, I ain't mad at Kendrick or
saying real
nothing.
shit, but he really couldn't. Like he was saying real shit, but you can't necessarily prove it. Like, are you at Drake's house
Yeah,
watching?
no, the accusations. I ain't
That's
even talking about the accusations. I'm just talking about like fatherhood shit. He was talking about like black
yeah.
oppression. He was talking about different
yeah,
things that actually mattered. But nigga, you still dissing this light skinned nigga, bro. Like it's
That's
over
what I'm
with.
saying, and that's the thing. Like he's talking about because Kendrick's whole mantra, right, for the past I don't know 5-10 years has been black excellence. Black people need to rise up and whatever. But then he
Mm-hmm.
goes on a world tour to shit on another man.
That's black.
Who's black. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
I
That's
didn't
why I
even
say
think about it like that, bro.
yeah,
he was used as a pawn. That's what I'm saying. Because look,
Contradictory.
and he can't even say like Drake's not black. He's not like us because his wife is mixed too.
Kendrick's
His
is?
yeah. Kendrick's wife's mixed. She's a
yeah,
mixed bag,
his wife's mixed. So it's
and so
like
I don't know. It's like
The
you're
music
gatekeeping
industry
in certain way.
weird. Huh?
Yeah, it's like race. What do they call it? Race gatekeeping or something like that. It's
yeah,
like you're
gatekeeping.
race keeping for the
Let's
race. I'm
go.
like, dog, you're not. You know what I mean? Like he's Martin Luther King or something. Like, get
Yeah,
That's
this Negro
crazy.
out of here.
But I didn't even realize bro had contradicted himself. He was talking about the black excellence and then the whole time shitting on Drake
that's what I'm
and
saying.
J. Cole.
All right, so we got, hey man, what's the name? D-Ray Funny.
What do you say?
He said rap game is like the WWE. What's it called? He said shit ain't real. He said because he
Langston
ain't like
Hughes versus
us.
Frederick Douglass.
He said Frederick Douglass. But but yeah, man. Oh wait, hold on. We got someone named Chavez. Kendrick is independent. He has a distribution deal with UMG, which is why UMG couldn't stop him from performing out like us at the Super Bowl. Oh no, the UMG was in on it.
Yeah,
They are like from the looks of it, like on the lawsuit, like we've been keeping up with the lawsuit too. And UMG wants them to go private on the thing. So they're like, hey, we'll tell you what we did, but you can't tell nobody else.
yeah,
And so
Oh,
on the
wow.
on the yeah on the lawsuit, so it's like it's looking a little sus on UMG side. I ain't gonna lie, man. They're telling them like, hey man, you win, we'll stop, but we'll tell you what happened, but you can't tell nobody else. And so
Nah.
yeah, so it's like nah, bro, that's unofficial. Hopefully Drake goes all the way in and says f them and has them pay his money. And I ain't gonna lie, the cherry on the top would be, hey, give me all the back pay of the money you guys made off Not Like Us, and I'm the new owner now. So whenever he performs at his concert, he's getting money for Drake.
yeah. I would do that too.
Nah, because that's possible. Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog.
Yeah,
Drake can end up owning Kendrick's whole shit if he don't chill. That
yeah,
True.
nigga, bro, Drake got Jewish lawyers, bro.
yeah, bro.
They
That's why
will
I'm
win
saying
that. They
that's
will
why
win
I'm
that
saying.
shit.
Yeah, bro. They're going hard in the paint. Like the judge has been on Drake's side this whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
And
it's
for,
just literally Kendrick bullying this nigga, bro. Now
yeah,
yeah,
you
bro.
making money in sales off you bullying me. Nigga, run that.
Yeah,
Run
I'm,
that.
using my name and likeness, and I can't get no money from it. What? Come on,
What? And you bro, and it's slander. A minor, now niggas think you a pedophile. Okay.
yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
yeah,
You gonna draw me out to be a pedophile, nigga? I got
yeah.
you. Drake's smart. I'm not gonna lie, Drake's smart. Cause if
I would
he
have.
owned not like us, Kendrick literally just put money in his pocket.
You
Yeah,
That's
said,
crazy.
Travis said, wait, if UMG was in on it, why would they keep censoring Pusha T and clips when they dissing Drake? Oh no, they were in on it while it was happening. Now that it's died down, they're like, hey man, chill out, chill out. Don't put anything else out. Because we're on the lawsuit.
yeah,
So
their backs
yeah,
against the wall. They're like, hey, Kendrick,
yeah,
Pusha T, hey, chill the fuck out. Like y'all making this look like it's actually
yeah.
happening the way he says it's happening.
Yeah, because that's actually gonna help Drake if they would have let Pusha T release that song under UMG, it
Yeah,
would have looked worse for UMG. They were just doing that for their bottom line. They weren't doing that for anything else, but not letting Drake win that lawsuit. So right now, everything they want everything under wraps. Like Drake already has Discovery out on UMG right now. That I
full
don't think he
discovery,
can. Yeah, he
full
has full
discovery
Discovery.
contracts.
So Drake probably already knows everything already by now, but he
Yeah,
can't release it because it's during the lawsuit. So
That's
UMG is
crazy.
saying they'll tell him everything that happened, but he cannot say anything to nobody. So that's how these lawsuits work. It's all the deniability and all the disclosure,
plausible
and
deniability.
so plausible deniability. You know what I mean? And
And
so yeah, bro, it's getting greasy. I ain't gonna lie. I hope Drake goes all the way
that's
and
crazy.
says, I hope he goes all the way. I ain't gonna lie. He's like,
To be honest, I do too, bro. Cause no man should be like. And Drake dropped one diss on, bro. Nigga, Kendrick dropped an album and some more. Like nigga, it's you won, bro. You won after like that. Then you came
yeah,
out with Euphoria. You really won after Euphoria, but then you had to come out with Not Like Us, and then some more shit, and then Meet the Grams, and then this, and then that. Like damn.
yeah.
Then the Super Bowl.
Yeah, then the
You
Super Bowl.
were,
Super
then
Bowl
the
is cherry
Super
on
like
top. I was like, even
Derek,
though
you dissing me at the Super Bowl, bro.
it
Oh,
kind of went bad for K Dot because like the whole catalog of the Super Bowl, I was like, this kind of whack. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I ain't
Like,
gonna lie, that Super Bowl performance was boring as hell. Like you can hear
somebody,
oh.
nobody, you can
Who
hear
performed the year
crickets.
before that? Usher.
It was
yeah,
yeah, it was pumping like crazy the
you know,
last year.
Usher,
Usher was lit, bro.
I,
he went crazy. This man slid between the midges, like legs or some shit.
he said midget slings.
Bro,
You
Hey,
know,
Usher
nah, that
character,
dude
bro.
crazy. Yo, that dude's crazy. But nah, man, I don't want to keep you any longer than you have to, big dog. I appreciate you for coming, man. We'll go ahead and there. Appreciate everybody for coming. Hey, D Ray, you
Appreciate
need
y'all,
to chill
man.
out. You need to chill out, man. But but yeah, man. Yeah, I
it
appreciate you coming out, man.
comments
Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Vontelligent, y'all. Appreciate you
Thank
coming
y'all, man.
down, big dog. Yes,
Appreciate it,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Remember, it's one thing and one thing only, y'all. It's too easy.